In engineering, um, I'm not really much of an engineering person. It's not been one of my favorites when it comes to World of Warcraft professions, but I dabble from time to time in some expansions, and we're here again checking it out. And engineering is, again, like so many other professions, it is absolutely a somewhat copy and paste from what we had in Dragonflight. There is a couple of new things, and one of the new things is called inventing. And this is similar to experimentations in alchemy, and you basically use a certain kind of material, which is in this case a pile of rusted scrap, which is something you pick up as you're, crafting different kinds of things in engineering, and you use that to get a new recipe, like experimentation. So when you do this, it gives you a new recipe. And then there's disassemble invention. So whatever you invent, like whatever new recipe you get like a thing of it, like this one, prototype potion bomb of speed. You can disassemble that, and then you can get something that is called a comprehensively organized ideas, which is going to give you the option of picking between a couple different options of gear. Or not necessarily gear, but recipes is what I mean. So it's a back and forth. We don't know what the cooldown is going to look like yet. We do know that there is going to be some time gating on this, just based on what they've said about this profession, and also what it says actually in here. Because it says you do get better at it, and you can like acquire different kinds of notes. You can like increase all that. So, but engineering is looking at 3 different specialization trees. We have engineered equipment, which in itself, it says exactly what it's supposed to do. This is where you want to be if you're planning on crafting either guns, bracers, profession gear, or goggles, right? So if you're crafting any gear, this is where you want to be. Then you have devices, which is, gadgets, gizmos, devices, which is the overall names for these different kinds of things. You have your devices here, your tinkers, you have your explosives, profession equipment, cogwheels. So it kind of depends like what you're going for. Here it's devices, right? So you're making devices better, and tinkers and explosives. And then you have inventing, which is you go into different kinds of crafting materials, right? So you have your impeccable cogwheels, adjustable cogwheels, serrated cogwheels, overclocked cogwheels, and then you have ingenious and scrapper, which is resourcefulness, and then this is supposed to be ingenuity. Most likely, as you can tell, it reduces the cooldown of invent by 50%, increases the rate you can rummage and scour by 50%. So as you can tell, there's supposed to be some sort of a time gating thing. Yeah, exactly, Elitum. But no, that's the gist of how engineering looks. There's a lot of different profession equipment. As you can see, this is not fully implemented yet. But we're going to have green versions of a lot of stuff, and then we're going to have the rare or blue versions, whatever you want to call them, for work orders, everything like that. One new interesting thing is the fact that all of your recipe learning is going to be RNG, right? And time gated. So whatever it is that you end up getting as your recipes is going to dictate how you're going to use your engineering, which is a little unfortunate just from this early look, because it makes it seem like you can't really control where you want to go, right? Not really. And if you do want to control where you want to go in engineering, then it seems like you're going to have to waste a lot of days on inventing and then disassembling to reuse or get other kinds of recipes. But the other cool thing is that engineering is getting a mount. And it's not just an ugly mount. It's not just a whatever mount. It's a really, really, really cool mount. Like, are you kidding me? It's an amazing mount. This is very interesting. I did not expect engineering to get a mount. But currently, there is a recipe on here giving engineers a mount. And I'm incredibly jealous because out of all the professions on the alpha at the moment, this is the only one that has a mount. And it's BOE. Yes, the mount is, as of right now, a BOE mount. Even if it isn't, right? And this is something that goes on the work orders, like on the work orders system, that would still be okay. I would want this, honestly, to go on the auction house instead. But if it goes on the work orders, that's also okay. I'm just happy to see a mount in profession related things again, right? I hope they do more Wildrop BOE mounts as well, but this is one cool thing for when it comes to what I am interested in when it comes to engineering. This is one of the prime time things. So yeah. I am definitely going to be checking out engineering in the War Within if this mount sticks around. But like that's the gist of what engineering has to offer at the moment. Obviously, it's still very early, and we can't really test a lot of things because maybe 75% of it is not implemented, so that's a little unfortunate. But it is what it is. It looks interesting. I'm happy that they're reinventing. No, I'm happy they're adding some new stuff, which is cool.